Hi everyone, Sam here, I'm the Millionaire Maker and we're in beautiful Rosington Hall, which is absolutely stunning. So this morning we've just got everyone started and all the participants by doing a few group exercises. We've asked them to do a vision board and to share it with each other, so it's really important that we understand their vision and their motivation for being part of the Millionaire Maker, and also the fact that they can then share their vision with others. Because part of the Millionaire programme is sharing what you're doing with our wider community, so we felt that was important.
I'm very excited actually. Yeah, it's good. What's lovely is walking through the door and then seeing quite a lot of people that you already know. It's really nice actually. So I know there's a bit of competition between us, but actually we're all kind of friends really, aren't we? So it's nice. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from today, other than that I'm going to be delivering a presentation. Apart from that, I've no idea really. Hopefully we'll find out more about the process and who's going to be looking after us, who's going to be our mentors. It'd be good to know who that's going to be, and yeah, we'll see.
Team 1 discover who their mentors will be.
It's very nice to have you all here, and I have the pleasure of introducing your mentors. So by all means, if they would like to come in. Hi everyone!
We are going to be doing group exercises up until lunchtime, and then after lunch we'll be doing presentations one at a time. And our task is to take this lovely bunch, and by the end of today, sadly, we are going to be down to 6.
Team 2 meet the mentors for the first time.
I have the pleasure of introducing your mentors. So if they would be so kind as to come in.
Welcome to Wait and Wait. Welcome to Rosington Hall. Hope you are as excited as we are. Some of you might be a bit disappointed that it's not Mr. Smith who walks through the door, but I can promise you that we are going to have loads of fun, loads of excitement, and I know for sure that the winner is in this room for Millionaire Maker. And I will prove it to you later on. I will prove it to you later on why I know that.
As Mrs. Smith just said, I know the winners in this room. Paul and Abby have got no chance against me and Aniko. We're pulling out all the stops.
Each team has a guest judge. Dan Patrick, joining Gordy and Abby's team, has 43 million in development.
Very well thought out, very in-depth thought process around everything until you got to the money stuff. Okay. And then you went, I'm just going to bring in some money from somewhere and hope for the very best.
Phil Elder is joining Paul and Abby's team. He is an experienced property investor.
Plan for expanding your investor network. Do you have an existing investor network that you can leverage, or do you need to build one?
Hello, I'm Ed Cook, I'm 44 and I live in London. I'm a lawyer who works in property development and construction, that's my profession. The legacy that I want to leave behind is nothing to do with property actually, it's to do with helping people to have better conversations. What I mean by that is particularly about some of the more controversial things that are going on in the world. So if we take topical example like Brexit, for example, I think part of the problem with Brexit is that people are actually not able to talk to one another, the people from opposing sides are not able to talk to one another in a sensible way and really get behind what the issues are. So what I'd actually like to do is to start some kind of either a training course or some kind of foundation or something like that which lives beyond me and helps people to learn the skills of how to have a better conversation. The property side of that is really to fund that after I'm gone. Excited to be on Millionaire Maker and to be with you guys. So my company name is Connexus Property. So I'm presenting kind of on behalf of Connexus Property, which is just me at the moment. So my objective is to create a commercial property portfolio with my share of it being at least £1 million. So it's quite likely that there will be some joint ventures in there. So it's all about me for a moment, and not the joint venture partners. I want to do sensible leverage. So we will obviously be using debt, but I want to keep that at a relatively sensible level. I want to keep the portfolio as diversified and sustainable as I can, and the objective is to generate income and capital growth out of that. My job is very important to me as a lawyer. As I say, I want to create that pension pot. Part of the reason for doing it is for my own life. So I want to have more fun, I want to have more adventure, travel, photography. But a very important part of the why for me is about legacy. So I don't have any children, so for me legacy needs to be something else. And my career as a lawyer has helped me reach a level of influence, both political and in business, and gather a network of connections. So I really want to use my skills and influence to try and work with some of the high-profile charities and foundations to try to deal with some of the political issues that I can see in this country and in other countries. And particularly looking at kind of lack of trust in the political process and lack of political engagement. So that's a really core thing for me. It's an important legacy thing for me.
The judges have concerns around political involvement.
You've done some huge deals. That's a huge vision, by the way, to impact the political process.
Yes, yeah, it is huge. But it's something that I really think is
I think it's very powerful.
So it's once I had clarity on that, quite genuinely, then I thought, okay, well, how am I going to do it?
Yeah.
And that has to be, I have to start thinking about, well, what comes after my career as a lawyer.
Sure.
You presented really well. I was really blown away with the deal that you did in London, and that you didn't. Basically, it's no money down, and you get a third of it, and
yes,
yeah, which is really exciting stuff.
I'm Philip Elder. I've been in property now for coming on to 5 years. Our main focus in property is HMOs and developments. So we've got a couple of car parks that we're building blocks of flats on at the moment, and then portfolios of HMOs. So we're here today to work with the Touchstone team here and work with some of the delegates who are on their Millionaire Maker program. And so we're looking at business plans and revising those and working with people to drive them through to the next level within their businesses, but also to sort of wheedle out people for the next stage in the process.
Feeling a little nervous and excited at the same time. I think I've got a bit of stiff competition today, and I'm pretty sure there was some around yesterday as well. So all I can do is give it my best shot and hope and pray and fingers crossed. Now my vision for this year, or vision full stop, is to create financial independence and freedom through property. Create more free time for family, children and holidays, to provide quality homes and accommodation, educate others who wish to learn through my experiences, and to create a legacy and generational wealth.
I think for us,
yes,
the challenge will be how we get that kick at the beginning for you.
Yes.
Because after that, I'm absolutely confident that the numbers is right, that you have the capability to deliver it, but we need to kind of supercharge it for it to happen within the time scale we have.
Firstly, you need a vision, you need a purpose. I do believe I've got a vision and a purpose to do what I want to do. You need the desire to do it, and you obviously need to design what you want to do. You've got to design it and set goals. You also have to have belief and a lot of faith. And one of the big ones is taking action, getting out there and doing it.
Very well thought out, very in-depth thought process around everything.
Thank you.
Until you got to the money stuff.
Okay.
And then you went, I'm just going to bring in some money from somewhere and hope for the very best.
I flew in yesterday from South Africa, where the temperature is 29 degrees and everybody's in the swimming pool, so it was very lovely there, but I wouldn't miss this for anything. I think it's going to be a great session. I think it's going to be lots of fun and hugely educational, and I felt it was worth the time and the money, and I'll be flying out again tomorrow. Asked what would my target be. My target at the moment for 2019 is to make £2 million, and that's for me. So the target overall is £4 million, because that would need investors, and they would want, I'm expecting about half of what comes in. So that's the aim. And two approaches. One is commercial conversions and the other is commercial property. So a couple of options, and I guess it leaves me a fallback. If I don't make a full million in each, at least I aim to make £1 million overall. Question, why do I want £2 million? And what motivates me, I've done 6 figures already, so I was ready for 7 figures, so this just fitted in perfectly with where I wanted to go with things. Long-term aim, one of my long-term dreams is to be on the other side of the fence, to be one of these investors who has money, who can pick and choose projects and generally be rather grand and
yeah, a bit nervous. I think it's all going to be fun and games.
Cynthia seems to be struggling a little with the technology.
The way letting agents get money is they charge tenants a fee and they charge landlords a commission. Where I am in Hackney, there's a shortage of properties, so it's easy for a landlord to rent the properties out themselves. It's really the tenants that was getting the income for letting agents. So because of the new law where you can't charge tenants, even though it hasn't come into force, the tenants already know, there's been a shortage of properties. So what I want to do, explain to letting agents that there's solutions to their problems. A lot of the students say, oh, how do I speak to letting agents? How do I get in, how do I start? So I can link agents up with the ones that don't want to manage with people who actually do want to manage, and maybe then we can split the commission 50-50, or they can JV, so come like a dual packaging matching service. And for the landlords that want to sell and they've got the income, especially in Hackney, where a lot of them bought properties before 2007, and they've got the equity, explain to them what they can do to invest, which is hand-free investment, which is commercial property.
The judges are not impressed.
So far, great sort of standard that people seem to have. There's a great mindset within people. The key factor is having a good, strong mindset to drive those businesses forward and find solutions whenever you have a problem. Haven't met anyone particularly that I would say you're my favourite. I'd just say all in all, it's a nice group, great dynamics within the group, and it's just nice meeting like-minded people and seeing people of like-minded interacting and moving forward.
This is the time when the judges find out who is on their teams.
Today's task. After this morning's discussions, we have narrowed down the Millionaire Maker applicants to just a hatful. The task of the next 10 minutes is to work out who's going into which mentor's team. Aniko and Gordy, or will it be Abby and Paul? So, I've got the official turkey hat, which is excellent because while all the names are in it, it means I don't have to wear it. So, I'm going to let the ladies pick out the first one. So the first one for our team or their team, Abby?
Our team.
Our team. All right.
Hit us.
Hit me up.
Wait till you see who's on your team.
All right, Aniko, go.
Oh, it's a cracker.
You haven't even seen it yet.
That's good.
All right, that's it for now. So the official lots have been drawn, battle lines have been drawn. So it's all good.
Okay.
Cool. That turkey on your head's not the only thing that's stuffed, Gordy.
Oh, cut the camera.
All right, so our goals and strategies. So we'd like to buy 5 commercial properties in the next 12 months. We really like a hands-off approach. so that we can spend our time doing things that we want to do. And we mostly want to buy commercial investments so that we can just sit back and take the cash flow and use asset management techniques to appreciate the value of the property and to be able to pull money out. The other strategy we very much like to do is commercial to residential conversions, so maybe using it as SA, maybe leasing that to SA operators, something like that, generate cash flow. We're close to purchasing one commercial investment property at the moment, and we'll talk about that one a bit later. So we have 1.4 million of buy-to-lets, that's 7, mostly in the southeast. And our real passion, we did a DiMartini, values exercise, and our number one passion is health and fitness. So that's where we really want to focus our time.
I would encourage you to go and work on your longer term desire, your why in terms of the veganism and how to get people, and your financial goals, the linkage between the two. I heard both, I didn't hear the strong relationship.
And we want to give back. My father had diabetes, Parkinson's and dementia, and sadly he passed away, and we want to help other people to take on a vegan diet in order to improve their health and hopefully save some lives and even save the planet. Slightly bigger goal, more ambitious.
I had a bit of an accident and I didn't realise, but I'd actually deleted about 10 slides, so I had to redo it all. Yeah, a bit of a nightmare, but okay, it's a problem, it happened, we'll get on with it, we'll overcome it, just move on. That's the way to do it, otherwise you'll end up crying all day. But the nerves are good, because if you get too confident, you can shoot yourself in the foot. I think you need to be assertive to a degree, but also to be focused on what you're doing.
In Doncaster to set up a service accommodation this year, and I will obtain 4 rent-to-rents, also complete 1 bungalow transformation and 1 commercial unit before the end of this year. This is my first property. Oh, sorry, sorry, this is confusing because there's multiple visions on here, but it's gone through that slide. So this is my first property, 30 Thompson Avenue, Bolby. And I purchased that in 2009 for 73,000. Monthly rent's 530, value take 120, equity 120, yield 510, so £6,000 a year. And this is my home where I live. Purchased in 2009 for 53, and I've had a couple of extensions on it. Now with 360,000, and the equity is 300,000. 360,000. I have my son living there for an incredibly bargainous rent, and the cost of the building is about 500 per month. This is my portfolio. Top you can see properties, and right inside you've got the value, equity, and so on. The rent per annum is 22,000, my cash flow 17,000, and the next block is the pensions. This is the cash that I have, 50,000, and the banks underneath have offered me. You can see 30, Lloyds and Barclays, HSBC, etc. And I've got an angel who you know from Doncaster, Mr. Brown. Yeah. He's a fantastic guy, and he's off to 2,000. Bill Brown, that's correct.
Yeah,
whatever's happened, he's gone.
If you're sat in a room and you've got the few million, and some other people in all of you.
It'd be so nice.
You alright?
Thank you for your time.
Alright.
Fantastic.
I'm currently the medical director of 2 companies. One is an established company, and I've got currently about 14 members of staff, and the other one is a startup company as well, but I have got very little experience in terms of property. Okay, so I started 4 months ago with Touchstone, so started in August of 2018, and from there I had no knowledge whatsoever about the power and the ability of what property can do in terms of time and freedom. What will I give you? I will give you my 100% commitment to anything and everything I do. Time is the most valuable thing that we have, and that is what I will give you, and I will continually self-audit and reassess myself in order to be better and better. My aim is to exponentially increase my net turnover per week, and the way I'm going to do that is by providing excellent dental and facial services to everybody, and that will be by the end of this year in a controlled and methodical way. The second way is to create £2 million worth of additional wealth per year by providing housing to contractors and professional people, by creating commercial businesses again by the end of the year.
And you said 2 million from property, which I was like, whoa, okay, I want to see how.
I think a clear goal around what you want to do in property to achieve that £2 million figure. Every other part of what you spoke about is inspiring, it's brilliant, I can see who you are.
I totally agree with you, and that's why when I went to Abu Dhabi we discussed it, that we focused this part for the first 5 months on the business, restructuring, networking, getting the right people in place, and then hit the ground running from May.
Hit the subscribe button to see the next episode of Touchstone Millionaire Maker. Next episode, 3 candidates will be leaving us. Who will they be?
Be patting yourselves on the back.
Comment below who you think will be going.
Believe it.